People love to know more about fat loss, fat burn. How can we make our body a natural fat burner?
We live in a society where there is too much food. If the food is in your reach, you will eventually eat it. It could be good food, bad food, whatever. Out of 10 people who lose body weight, 9 people end up gaining it back. Zone 2 cardio that I recommend to burn fat more efficiently. You will start feeling a lot better. You'll have a lot more energy through the day. And you will recover much faster.
A lot of meal plans that are made like that, where you eat literally every 3 hours.
It can be very unhealthy. They would give you hacks to keep your blood sugar in control. In a healthy body, blood sugar spikes are normal. The problem will be
we've done a lot of episodes on fat loss, and people love to know more about fat loss, fat burn.
Yeah.
And we also see a lot of people do endless hours of cardio, of course, do a lot of strength training, which is excellent, and we would never say don't, but also not approach your whole routine of fat loss or fat burn in a smart manner. But my question today is, do you think we can make our body a natural fat burner? Which I think you have, and maybe to some extent I have, but with women it's always different type of struggles.
it's harder.
But I think it'll be nice to talk to our audience about how can we make our body a natural fat burner.
So how can we basically train our body to get more efficient at burning fat? So we are essentially talking about fat burn. When we say that, how do you train your body to more efficiently burn fat? We're talking about the ability of the body to burn fat or to basically use fat as fuel. And we're not talking about fat loss. Both are different processes. There is indirect linkage for sure, and I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But from a context standpoint, if you train your body to switch between carbs and fat sources as fuel more efficiently, you'll have a lot more energy through the day. You won't like hit the wall in terms of energy crashes and things like that. Too often that happens with people a lot.
Correct.
And you will be able to work out better. All of this put together helps in the process of fat loss. So I said that there is indirect linkage. So all of this will indirectly help you lose fat, but to lose fat, you also have to maintain a caloric deficit. So we are talking about how do you train your body to more efficiently burn body fat.
The protocol.
Yeah. 5 things that I recommend that you have to do consistently over a period of time to train your body to be able to burn fat more efficiently. Number 1, you have to first build your aerobic base. And that's the problem with most people. They haven't really built their aerobic base. And most people, when they walk, it may be very hard for them to also walk for like 30 minutes unbroken. And I'm talking about sedentary population, which is also a lot. So first and foremost, build your aerobic base. How do you do that? Zone 2 training, zone 2 cardio. And we have heard a lot about zone 2 cardio. Zone 2 cardio basically is 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. You can calculate your maximum heart rate. There are many formulas, but one very simple formula is 220 minus your age. In my case, 40-year-old, 220 minus 40 is 180. So my estimated maximum heart rate is 180 as per this formula.
Correct.
It also depends on conditioning levels. So it could, for me, it could actually be higher because I've been training for many years. I also do a lot of cardio. So it could be higher for me. But this is a good starting point and a range that you can, more or less work with. So 180 becomes max heart rate for a 40-year-old individual. And then you calculate 60 to 70% of this. And that becomes your zone 2 range. This will mostly also be the place and intensity where you can make a conversation comfortably. Maybe you're eating up your sentences, words a little bit, but you can make full-blown conversation with somebody. You're not fully gassing out, and you can sustain this for like 45 minutes, 60 minutes, or even more. And that's the intensity at which we want to do your cardio. And I'm going to need you to do this for 3 hours total in a week.
In a week.
In a week. So it could be like 45-minute cardio sessions done 4 times a week. That becomes your zone 2 cardio protocol. So
fair, that's achievable 4 times a week.
It's very achievable. And it's also not the intensity that will drive
Of
you
course.
crazy, right?
Of
This will in
course.
fact help you
Yeah.
recover from the stress of life and training.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll bring your stress down. So yeah, you do your zone 2 cardio. If
Number
you're new to cardio, let's say you're somebody who can't walk unbroken for 20 minutes, then I would suggest that you get to that. Do a very simple walk in like zone 1, where you can very very easily make a conversation. Your heart rate is not even going high.
Mm-mm.
Get to that unbroken 20 minutes. Scale it up one step at a time. Don't start with 45 minute of zone 2 session. Start lesser, but you have to eventually keep getting better week over week. Keep increasing the load.
Yeah.
That is number 1, zone 2 cardio. Second is your strength training. The more the amount of lean mass you have, the metabolic burn is going to be higher. So basically, you lift weights, and I would suggest 3 times in a week, more compound movements. Learn how to train with good form across all your important movement patterns, like your push and your pull and your hinge and rotation and things like that. So 3 sessions in a week, you do strength training, lift weights, and in those 3 sessions, in one of the sessions, I'm going to also get you to add a high intensity conditioning block. It could be 12 to 16 minutes, 16 to 20 minutes max.
Mm.
I wouldn't want you to do too much high intensity work. You go, but I would ask for effort. It needs to be like 90% of your effort you're putting in, or maybe even 100%,
Yeah.
and doing it in one of those 3 strength training sessions.
One of them, yeah.
Yes. Doing more strength training, building and preserving more muscle also helps with insulin sensitivity,
Okay.
which basically also teaches the body how to very seamlessly switch to using fat as a source of fuel. And like I said, when you're able to do that, you'll just have a lot more energy through the day. And a lot of time people tell us that, by the time it's evening, they feel that crash. uh, they might blame their age for it, but it's not really the age. It's mostly the lifestyle and the training status.
Correct.
If they do all of this, they'll of course have a lot more energy to be more available for their kids. That's just one example, but
Yeah.
there are many things. Number 3, I would get to nutrition. Very important again. First things first, prioritize more protein, at least 1.2 to 1.6 gram per kg of body weight per day. Feel free to supplement it if you're not able to get that through food, and most vegetarians will find it difficult, and it's okay to supplement. It's fully safe, no problem. So increase your protein intake, eat more balanced meals. That also is going to help you, preserve your muscle mass. Protein also has the highest thermic effect of food. Thermic effect of food is basically, the energy that your body is utilizing to digest the food that you're eating.
Yeah.
So if you're, let's say, eating 100 grams of protein, 30% of that your body is going to use to digest that protein and make it available for your body to use. Has the highest energy expenditure compared to any other macro, which means your metabolism is shooting up, and it's overall great for your
Correct.
fat burn and metabolism processes. Number 4 is to do with how frequently do you eat. So we live in a society where there is too much food. Food is also part of our, hanging out with somebody. There's a lot of emotional story attached with, food. It's connected to our past and our present and,
Of course.
everything. So food, of course, is very important. Since I mentioned that we live in a society where there's too much food available, and if the food is in your reach, you will eventually eat it. It could be good food, bad food, whatever. And I'm not even talking about the quality of food here. I'm just talking about how often do you eat. It is important to give your insulin an opportunity to drop between meals. So if you're someone who's just eating too frequently, your blood sugar will go up quite often, and then your insulin, your pancreas has to release insulin to get your blood sugar to the right places. So basically, avoid eating very frequently. Give 3 to 5 hours between meals at least for that insulin to drop. I just want to clarify that I'm not saying that, and you will see a lot of that on the internet. A lot of people talking about in sharp insulins, sharp blood sugar spikes, and of course then
With a meal.
Or a dessert or anything, and then they would give you hacks to keep your blood sugar in control. In a healthy body, if you do not have type 2 diabetes, in a healthy body, blood sugar spikes are normal. It's not a
Correct.
problem, really. I mean, that's a normal mechanism. Your blood sugar will release and then your insulin will come
Exactly.
right after. It's a normal mechanism. The problem, however, is that if your blood sugar is chronically elevated, and that will happen um, if you're eating too frequently.
Yeah.
So if your blood sugar is chronically elevated, it also defines where your body stores fat. It also, defines how easily can your body switch from using carbs as a fuel source to fat
Correct.
as a fuel source. So
Correct.
that is important. So don't do mindless snacking. Don't just eat because someone else is eating around you and you've just eaten a little bit. All of that adds up and all of
Yeah.
that counts.
But I have one question here. People do have, meal plans which have eat every 2 to 3 hours.
Hmm.
I mean, not junking or anything, right? It's still like eat a fruit, have a green tea or something of that sort in between. But I've seen a lot of meal plans that are made like that, where you eat literally every 3 hours.
Every 2 to 3 hours?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? Like small meals,
Hmm.
which is a common thing, which like a lot of nutritionists also give people meal plans like that, so that you eat in small portions.
Okay.
But they're eating very clean food,
Hmm.
right? No junking or anything.
I definitely recommend that there should be a little more gap.
Yeah,
Uh,
like 4 hours at least.
yeah, like a 4 to 5 hour gap in between.
Yeah,
See, eventually, what matters is the amount of caloric load that goes in.
exactly.
So, whether you eat every 2 hours or 3 hours, or you do like a solid intermittent fasting kind of a protocol where you are eating maybe 1 or 2 meals in a day in that specific window, what defines what happens to your body is the amount of calories that are going within
Correct.
those meals. So, from a weight management perspective, they will be fine if their caloric load is as per their goals.
Correct.
However, from an energy management perspective, I would suggest give it a little more time in between and give your insulin an opportunity to drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do every 4 hours. But yeah, sometimes during, like these competition times, and you just end up.
That's a very different goal. You're
Correct.
chasing a performance oriented
Exactly.
goal, and I think in that case you do whatever is needed for
Yeah.
you to
100%.
optimize and maximize your performance.
Exactly.
Like for example, if someone's a bodybuilder, they will have to go on extreme calorie restriction
Yeah.
during the phase they are cutting. Like they would probably be on a 600 to 800 calorie load intake through the day, and that's like super hard. That's
Yeah.
also, if done for a long period of time, it can be very
Detrimentally.
unhealthy,
Yeah. Correct.
right? And it's not the healthiest thing to do, but if their
Yeah.
sport demands it, they do it, and that's the reality. So if you're talking about performance as a goal, then that's you
Yeah. But
eat
that's
for
for
that.
me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I asked that question because I've seen meal plans for regular people
Yeah.
also that comes with eating literally every 2.5, 3 hours. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay. Finally, I think one final point is sleep and stress management.
Mm.
That's again very important.
Yeah.
7+ hours of timely sleep is super important, because sometimes people would be like, if I have to sleep 7 hours, sleep at whatever time, but if I'm getting those 7 hours, it's great.
Yeah.
You cannot like assume that 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. and 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. your body will respond the same way. What I'm trying to say is that if you sleep from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Mm.
versus you sleep from 6 a.m.
Oh yeah.
to
Correct.
9 p.m., right?
Very different.
Very different. Your body needs to be able to depend on you to
Yeah.
give it that opportunity to recover. And that's why timely sleep is also, I would say,
Correct.
as important as
Awesome.
how many hours of sleep that you're getting. And I
Yes.
do understand that people work night shifts and all, but that's life. Fine, you have to do whatever best you can do with what your circumstances are.
Yeah.
But in general, timely sleep, it is very important. We also know that your body recovers the best between 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So if you're
Exactly.
not like sort of uh, optimizing for good quality sleep during that window, you're missing out on a lot of recovery and gains that can happen.
Yeah.
So that 7+ hours of timely sleep is very important. Also, long-term stress management. We have stress of training. We have stress of parenting responsibilities,
General
work,
stressors. Yeah.
anything. Right? Stress again will make your cortisol release will become too frequent if you're very stressed. Same thing again. cortisol is not the problem. It's a regular hormone. We need cortisol for
Correct.
a lot of things. And like any other hormone, it'll come up, it'll spike when it needs to spike,
Yeah. Yeah.
it'll go down when it needs to go down.
Yes.
The problem will be if your cortisol is again chronically high.
Correct.
If it's always high, then your body will also preferably start storing more fat around the belly, which becomes very difficult to access in general. So long-term stress management, if you're somebody who's like chronically stressed, if you have long-term stressors in your life, your family, relationships, or anything, that needs to be addressed. It's very important to address your biggest fears, and that needs you to like internalize
Yeah.
with yourself that what's your biggest fear, address it. Once you've addressed it, then you will mentally be free.
Yeah.
What has also helped me a lot, honestly, is meditation. And I think talking to you about it just yesterday,
Mm-mm.
that
Won't get back
meditation
to, yeah.
for me has been the game changer. Of course, it has improved my sleep a lot, but meditating regularly also plays a part in just improving metabolic flexibility. Of course, done with like everything
Everything else.
everything
Yeah.
else that I just spoke
Yeah.
about. You can't be just doing one thing and say, oh, I didn't achieve metabolic flexibility.
Yeah.
So reduce those long-term stressors. And if you're doing these 5 things regularly, if it's a part of your lifestyle, I'm pretty sure that your body will end up becoming a fat burning machine in no time.
So that's the protocol you've given us, right? Now
Yeah.
let's quickly talk about how can we achieve this.
I'll create a cheat sheet
Yeah.
where that week by week protocol will be listed down for someone who's sort of just starting out
Yeah.
their journey, and they can just download that cheat sheet from the description.
Yeah.
But just to glimpse through it, to walk through it, it could take how much ever amount of time. It depends. We are all unique individuals. It depends on where you are in your training journey, what your stresses look like,
Yeah.
what kind of food you eat, and your lifestyle and things like
Lifestyle,
that.
exactly.
So it could take time depending on where you are in your journey. And honestly, I don't think people should stress too much about how much time it's going to take. They should just start building these skill sets in their lifestyle, because this is forever. You have to build those skills that I just spoke about and then live with it forever. You
Yeah, if
can't,
you-
it's not like a boot camp. I do it for 12 weeks and fine, I'm done with it. You have
Yeah,
to-
that's a fat loss
right.
program.
And that's why, and even fat loss, you just achieve fat loss in 12 weeks and then go back
And
to your
then go
regular
back,
lifestyle.
yeah.
Then,
Yeah.
of course, you're gonna gain, you very easily gain that fat back. Statistically, we know, out of 10 people who lose body weight through extreme diets and exercise protocol, 9 people end up gaining it
Exactly.
back. So
Exactly.
it's like a heavy fail rate, right? And that's why we say the term lifestyle.
No, you're right, because see, there are 1 million different types of fat loss programs out there, right? People get on it, get off it, get on it, get off it. But like you said, fat burning and making your body a fat burning machine is not a short-term goal,
Exactly.
right? If you're going to put effort into making your body one, then you're doing it because you want to do it for life.
Exactly.
And as you grow older, you still want your body to be
Yeah.
able to use that fat as fuel,
Correct.
right? And that's what I guess
Yeah.
that's when you're metabolically fully strong and healthy.
Exactly.
Right?
And we are also talking more about energy management
Yeah.
than fat loss
Exactly.
here. Fat
Yeah.
loss will happen if you're
Yeah.
doing these things, if you're
Yeah.
eating well, if you're sleeping enough. Fat loss is going to happen. But right now, what we are talking about is energy management.
Correct.
And that's the currency. Because if your body is metabolically flexible, if it is switching from using carbs as fuel to fat as fuel easily, then it will spare your glycogen for higher intensity and harder activities, which means
Yeah.
that your performance on the workout floor will be a lot better, right?
Correct.
Because it's using the right source.
Yeah, exactly. The
as
source that is
fuel.
supposed to be used.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how much time would a person take to
in
get
general,
to that?
yeah,
in general,
it's-
to really
yeah.
make that out of your body.
Yeah, it's going to be like, first of all, it depends on where you are. But
Yeah.
in general, let me just, I think it's going to take around 6 weeks or so for someone to get in a really nice place
Hmm.
with improving their metabolism and their metabolic flexibility. And within those 6 weeks, week 1 to 2 is going to be a lot about setting the right foundation.
Hmm.
One thing that I always tell people is that don't go too far too soon. Learn a new skill, master it, and then move on to another skill, right?
Correct.
Get the first one on autopilot, then move on to another skill. You don't want to shock your body too much.
Yeah.
You want to be gentle with your body, and that's how you win in this for life, in the game of fitness and nutrition.
True.
So week 1 to 2 will be about setting the foundation. Zone 2 cardio that I spoke about in the beginning, I would say do 30-minute sessions each time into 3 sessions a week. So you're doing sort of half of what I generally recommend in a week. You're doing 180, you're doing 90 minutes of zone 2 cardio to begin with. Then strength training, get about 2 sessions. I would like you to keep it more full bodies because you're only giving me 2 sessions in a week. So do 2 full body sessions. Avoid HIIT, at least in the foundation setting phase.
Correct.
With respect to nutrition, start increasing protein a little bit. If you are at like less than 1 gram,
0.5 or something,
per kg of body weight, don't go to 1.6 or 2 gram immediately, because that's going to mess your system up and then you're going to drop off. So just be more aware and just try and increase the quantity of protein that you're eating a little bit. Start including some veggies. If you're not eating vegetables, too much vegetables already, start including some amount of vegetables and just overall increase your awareness with respect to nutrition. Week 3 and 4 will be more about building capacity. And that is where I would push the zone 2 cardio to 40-minute session instead of 30 minutes. So from 30, we made it 40.
Yeah.
And we'd still do 3 sessions. So from 90 minutes, we got this to 120 minutes of zone 2 cardio in a week. And if you were doing nothing to 120 minutes, or even if you're doing a little bit to 120 minutes, you will start feeling a lot better. You'll have a lot more energy through the day and you will recover much faster. Avoid unnecessary snacking. I didn't ask you to limit snacking in week 1 and 2 because, don't want to make too many changes.
Yeah,
but when you're in
harder.
your building capacity phase, just make sure that you're never eating without a plan. You don't pick on, chips. Correct. And, those kind of things ever from anyone else. So you'll have to do a kitchen makeover or just have a lot of willpower to control unnecessary eating.
Yeah.
And then week 5 and 6 will be about building metabolic flexibility, pushing your fat oxidation. And that is where we get to a point where you're actually pushing a lot. So you get to that 3 hours of zone 2 cardio
a week,
in a week. So you would be doing from 3 sessions, you take it to 4 sessions and you do 45 minutes per session. Okay. If you can't do 4 sessions, then you do 60 minutes session and do it 3 times in a week. That's also fine. Your strength training, take it to 3 days in a week and add 1 conditioning block in the end. So in one of those sessions, what you can do is in one of those sessions, you add a conditioning block in the end and compulsorily do it. Or you can also do HIIT on the 4th day. So you finish your 3 days of strength training and add 1 more day of doing HIIT, and you can do it along with your zone 2 as well. So you can finish your zone 2 and get to it, or you can finish your HIIT and then get to zone 2. So sequence and all of that here does not matter too much, but this is the amount of work that I'd like you to do in week 5 to 6, because that's when we are really trying to push ourselves and get to the level that we want to sustain. Nutrition would be around, again, get to that 1.2 to 1.6 grams, higher the better, of protein per kg of body weight. You're also training hard, so protein will be important. Supplement it if necessary. There is no harm with supplementing if you're not able to complete your protein intake. Eat enough fiber, eat sufficient amount of calories, because you've now started to sort of train a lot. You're lifting by now you're lifting heavier weights, you need to recover and things like that. One more thing that I would add in this phase with nutrition is you start eating an early dinner, so that you give your system a lot of rest. So you try and have that 7 p.m. Dinner or so, and this will also improve your sleep. Just start following a good sleep hygiene, a wind down routine, your meditation routine, build it along with all of that. So I'm going to put all of this in a better structure in the cheat sheet that can be downloaded from the description.
Yeah. I think what I love about making your body a fat burning machine or a fat burner is that You never have to think twice when you even want to like just indulge, because you know your body is fully capable of burning it off.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's because I love food, and so do you. So I think the biggest win is that you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about, oh my god, if I eat this, I'm going to gain that little fat which I lost
Yeah,
last
it's
week.
all about building the right relationship with food.
With
As
food,
long as you're not
exactly.
abusing the food that's around you, as long as you have understood what works for your goals, you want to
Yeah,
be a healthy person, you
yeah,
want to be a fit person, it means
yeah,
that you need to have the right relationship with food. I'm not even
exactly.
saying that you cut desserts out of your life or
No.
you cut alcohol out of your life.
Yeah,
There's a place for it, but just
everything.
build the right relationship with it.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. Make your body a fat burning machine.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Trish. I think that cheat sheet is going to help ton of us.